cystic fibrosis, and today is one among the oldest and healthiest patients of cystic fibrosis in India. So my warm welcome to Miss Aruba Kabir. Thanks for joining us today. How have you been doing?
Thank you so much, Yudashi, for having me. It's such a wonderful initiative you guys have taken. And what better day to discuss mental health than World Mental Health Day? So, yes, it's really a pleasure to be here. And my day has been hectic because as I am in mental health for good many years now, and we have been doing lots of videos, campaigns, and apart from the individual sessions I take. But I feel energetic, I feel good. I hope you have had a good day.
I had a good day, yeah. So the thing is, we always ask other people, always ask the mentally ill people, how do they feel? So let's ask the doctor now. So right now, I want to ask you, how do you feel? Do you get affected by the people that come and talk to you about the mental problems? Do you get affected by it at all?
Okay, if it is like the people who come to us, do I get affected by them? No, their emotions and all, because that time you know that you are wearing a hat of a professional. You are not part of their problem, and they're not part of your problem. But on an everyday life, as a professional, do I still have overwhelming emotions? Do I still get emotional turmoils in my life? Yes, absolutely. Because after all, I'm just a human being. It's just that I know how to identify it, how to handle it better. But then, hey, I am a professional. People around me are not professionals. They are not taking therapy. Maybe I have been somebody when I started my career. Before that, I took therapy for 5 years, 6 years. I still go to a therapist. So I have worked on myself. I have worked on my emotions. As a professional, I know how to separate it. But people like my family, my friends, my other people around me, they have not. So I also go through a lot of emotional imbalances every now and then. But it's just that I know how to handle it better. But my client's emotions, it does not affect me. That is completely separate. It's very professional relationship.
Okay, that's great. Even I would want to learn from how to manage emotions better. So, and as we see that the data, the World Health Organization estimates that 25% of all the people in the world will be affected by mental or neurological disorders as at some point in their lives. And it also states that roughly 450 million individuals are currently struggling with a condition that can be safely described as mental ill health. Adding more to it, I'm sure these data speak less than the actual ground level realities of the contemporary world. So I would like to know from you, how is the awareness of mental well-being in the global scenario?
Initially I used to think that it's in India only, it's a stigma, it's a taboo. Until I started practicing as a therapist, and now I have clients from all over the world, from different countries.
Yes.
It's same everywhere. It's same everywhere. Still, people think it's a stigma. Doesn't matter how developed the country, they still feel that it is a stigma. I should have not gotten it. Okay, they might talk about it that I have this mental disorder, I have this difficulty in my life, but they still feel I should have not gotten it. It is not something good to have. Though none of the medical conditions, be it physical or mental, is good to have, but it's taboo
Yeah.
everywhere. But I am seeing in last 10 years, there is a graceful change, and which I'm really proud of the people. There's an acceptance to some extent. Maybe we should give some credit to virtual media. We don't give it enough credit. We always say social media is affecting us negatively. But I guess positive, we have to see the positives also. People see that, okay, if I'm going through this, there are people in other part of the world also who are going through this. It's okay to have some kind of mental illness, or it is okay to connect with somebody. It is okay to seek help. So that changes there, but awareness still has to go. It is a long way. It's a long
Long
way,
way. Yeah.
and I feel until and unless government does not step in actively and participate, like whether it was about the toilets, about Beti Bachao, such campaigns have been happening. Such campaigns from the government side should happen for the mental health. And mental health should be covered in insurances so that people can afford therapy. More and more people should be trained for mental health therapy. So I guess if that is done, we can reach to some extent.
Yeah, and even many people in India aren't even aware that they are suffering from a mental disorder. And this is a very dangerous situation. Uh, Mental health is actually considered a taboo in India. And by the time the realization of an ailment dawns compulsively, it becomes a bit too late, right?
So I always tell people, if you're experiencing anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, it has not happened overnight. That means you were
Yeah.
having these emotions for a long time, for a long, long time, and you were maybe not aware, or you were aware and shrugging off the shoulder. Nothing is going to happen. It is nothing. It is in my head. What is it? It is not going to affect my life. And then it becomes anxiety. Then it becomes depression. Then you get suicidal thoughts. So it does not, any kind of mental, emotional health issue when you have, it does not occur overnight. It has been there for a long time. Like during this pandemic, we saw people started complaining about loneliness, anxiety,
Yeah.
health anxiety, so many things. So whenever people used to connect with me, I used to ask them, this loneliness was always there. You just had distractions. Now there is no distraction and it is taking place and you have time to think about it now.
Yeah.
So these emotions are always with you for a long time. You're not paying attention, you're not taking care of it. And then a time comes when it becomes anxiety. It takes a name until it's just an emotion,
Yeah.
and then it becomes bipolar disorder, it becomes depression, it becomes so many things. So yeah.
And then that's what people keep their conditions secret. They don't communicate with anybody. They don't communicate to the right person. And this in turn further complicates the curative outcomes that can be taken. So, because of the pulls and the pressure of the people around us, it all sets us in a low morale. So, we keep the conditions secret.
It was very surprising. I was working with a psychiatry setup as an intern. I was interning, and there a lot of parents used to come to take medicines for their grown-up children who will have any kind of
Okay.
medical mental health condition diagnosed, but the child has no idea that I'm suffering from this because parents have never
Okay.
told the child. They are even giving medicines without the knowledge of the child. They are grown up
Okay.
people, but they mix it with their food or with their tea and they give it every day. So that is the kind of stigma it has attached, that you will not get married, you will not get a good job, people will judge you, you will not be able to make friends, people can't trust you. Like, a person with an anxiety or with any kind of mental health disorder or any kind of mental emotional imbalances, you can still function normally how you are. It's just a phase.
Yeah.
And if you get proper therapy, if you talk about it, get it out of your system, accept it, you are just going to function like a normal person.
Yeah. Yes, I completely agree with you on this. So, what landscape changes do you see in India in terms of awareness of mental well-being and the stigma around it in the
Well,
coming years?
pandemic changed everything. To be honest with you, pandemic changed everything. Before pandemic, nobody was ready to accept that I have any kind of anxiety going on. I'm anxious. I have overthinking. I am not able to take my decisions. I am scared. But pandemic gave a reason. Now everybody is saying it is because of this situation. Because I got stuck at home, this is coming. Okay, it was always there and it has been bothering you for a long, good many years. But okay, fine, whatever the reason, whatever the excuse, but people are stepping forward. And I have seen, people used to ask me, why do you use this handle on Instagram, mental health therapist? I used to say, I want to make it sound as normal as physical health, mental health, physical health. It should not be physical health, mental health, that kind of an approach. And but in last since March, I have seen so many pages coming up for mental health awareness, so many companies, startups. So I guess it is going to change big time. And Youth has taken it in their hands. You know, awareness is there, programs are coming, webinars are coming, campaigns are coming. So it is going to change, and government will have to take steps, campaigns, insurances, more availability of therapists. I think that is going to happen.
And what do you think are the big challenges that should remove that we are facing to remove stigma around mental well-being?
So, you know, the biggest thing is like mental health, mental condition, mental health issue, difficulty is not seen, it's not physical. If if you have a problem in your back, in your neck, you go, you get the x-ray done, you get the MRI done, reports come like this. But if you're telling somebody that, hey, my thought is fractured, I'm not able to think properly, it's like, okay, it's sab theek ho jayega. So I guess that is a challenge where people cannot see it and people don't believe you. And good many people say that it is nothing, it is in your head, it will go away. But at the same time, as I said, awareness is being created. And I guess it is
Yes.
responsibility for those also who have fought these battles of depression, anxiety, and many other mental health issues and have won and have, came out. Somebody attempted suicide and is living peacefully, nicely now, should talk about their feelings. It becomes a responsibility that you create an awareness so that more and more people can come out and talk about it and say, it's okay to go through this thing. But I just tell people that, you should take mental health as important as physical health. How you are paying attention to your physical body, wearing good clothes, shopping, wearing good shoes, taking bath and all. It is similar to that. You have to take care of your mental health. Otherwise, it affects your productivity of life, relationships of life, health, your personality. So it does affect. But I'm saying that awareness is there and we have come a long way. And I really want to stay this positive that it is going to change for good.
And yeah, as you already talked about that, sharing your experiences makes life easier for the other people who are actually feeling the same, who are actually going through the same phase.
Okay,
So,
not only for others, even for yourself. You know, when you hide something, it is a big thing. It has intensity, which makes you cry at times. But when you keep talking about it loses the intensity. It's like, okay, I had a phase, I fought it, I'm okay here. But otherwise, you will see people who don't talk about their things. For example, depression. Every time they talk about depression, then they start crying.
yeah.
So when you keep sharing your experience, for example, you said in the beginning that I live with a medical condition called cystic fibrosis. When I got diagnosed, 5 years I did not share it with anyone because I used to feel burdened, I used to feel ashamed, I used to feel why me, why I'm not well. But when I started sharing it, talking it, I started giving motivational talks and all. Now it is just any other medical condition. It is nothing for me. I'm like, people have diabetes and thyroid, I have CF, not equal to those conditions at all, but that is how now
Yes.
I equalize it. So that is what happens to any kind of mental health condition if you share it.
So, how did you cope with the anxiety that hit you when you got detected of cystic fibrosis? So, how did you cope up with it?
So I had anxiety and I was in depression. I was on antidepressants for a year, and I was on counseling also. It was a very bad phase, I would say. And but it was just, I guess you need to have some motivation in your life, and my motivation was traveling. I have always wanted to travel. So I was like, if I'm going to be depressed all the time and unwell all the time, I'm not going to be able to travel. And I was blessed with people, but at the same time, I was this person who allowed them to connect with me. I let them reach. So when you are mentally unwell, when you're emotionally unwell, you first of all you cut the people. You don't let people come. You socially withdraw. But somehow I don't know what happened that I connected with people and they helped me. They found people for me who helped me in turn with therapies, with other things. And yeah, it was completely different. But I guess that is the day, and today is the day meditation has become my companion. My physical exercises, I don't let go of my physical exercise. My hobbies, I don't let go of my hobbies. And most important thing is keep learning something new. I tell it to my clients also, and I do it with myself also. Every year, I try to learn something new. I try to visit a new place. I try to connect with new people. That is what will keep you emotionally balanced. You know,
Well, we
you,
definitely
yeah,
take note of
you
that.
will love it.
Yeah. And we would also like to know, how are you creating awareness about these rare diseases and mental health?
So, yes, it has been the aim and goal of my life that I reach to more and more people. There are social media pages on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, through which every day new content is made. Talk about postpartum depression to loneliness to everything. And I am surprised still actually, a lot of people from interiors of India reach out to me on the social media sites saying that you're doing a good job. It is helping me get through another day. So I feel like that is something we are doing. I'm also doing a lot of webinars, collaborations. I write articles for different newspapers, magazines, online. That is, I guess, giving a lot of awareness to people. And I also, for rare disease, there is an organization called Organization for Rare Disease in India. I am a board member there. So we connect with people through webinars. I do a lot of webinars for rare disease, chronic illness, cancer patients, diabetes. And apart from that, yes, the bread and butter is one-on-one counseling sessions. So every day, 3 to 4 sessions, and it is all word of mouth. One person sends another person, something like that. So I guess that is my bit. Let's see if I can do more in future. I will definitely love to do that.
Thank you. Thank you for your contribution towards the society and to this great cause.
Thank you so
So
much.
I would,
Thank you so much for having me.
and I would also bring light to the data that shows that 53% of adults in the US reported that their mental health has been negatively impacted due to worry and stress over the pandemic. This is significantly higher than the 32% reported in March in the same data, in the same study during the first poll. So from March to, it's a great increase from 32 to 53%. So, do you think taking care of a mental health is even more important now, like in such times of pandemic?
It is much more important than anything else. Today I was talking to a client and I was telling her that how it is all our thought which is creating all the problems in our life. We think positively, we get positive outcomes. We think negatively, we get negative outcomes. So that thought is mental health, that is an emotional health, that is nothing else. You cannot see it, but you need to take care of it. If I come to your house, I will have to give you a call from the gate first. Your watchman will call you, madam, some madam has come, and then you'll say, okay, allow her. Then building ke niche, another watchman will call you, madam, some madam has come. Then you will say, okay, let her come. So you are filtering the kind of people you are having in your life. So why not to filter the kind of information you are giving to your mind? Maybe on me, you don't have that much of control because I'm a living person. Even if you don't want me to come, I will come somehow. But thoughts are, it's mind, it's your, you should choose the kind of information, news information you are watching, the kind of social media you are, spreading around, the post you are forwarding, the kind of people you're connecting with, the kind of conversations you are having with. It's very important to keep your mental health healthy. And I'm not surprised that it was 32 and now it is 57, because initially you did a lot of stuff. Okay, mask banao, virtual meetings karo logon ke saath, dates karo, learn something. And then a time came that I'm doing it every day. Now what? And then that is the time when actually it hit people. And now economy in such a bad state, and it's global wise. So people are like being laid off, people are pay cuts ho raha hai, but EMIs and loans are same. So relationships are getting affected, people are relationships are falling apart. So there is a lot and lot of mental stress. But if you meditate every day, if you take care of your physical health, if you have good diet, if you take care of your thoughts, if you write a journal, if you have some hobby, that will help you keep calm. And out of that calmness, then you will be productive, you will have a conversation with the person. If you lose a job, you can find another job. But right now, if you're losing job, you're getting anxious, you don't know what to do, you're panicking about it. That is why all these things are very important. Self-care tips, mental health, very important, so that you function. I'm not saying that you will not get problems, but you can handle those problems in a better way.
Yes. And as we already talked about it, and especially right now, it becomes all the more important to stay connected with others. For the same cause, GoFlocker provides a platform for all your mental, physical, social, and spiritual health communities, bringing together people with a common purpose of enhancing their well being, for all to stay connected with each other and so that they never feel alone. So, how do you think a new platform like GoFlocker helps people to bring the community together?
Okay. It's they are doing an amazing job. You guys are doing an amazing job because it is needed. As much as virtual media and independence we have gotten, social connection is still very important. We are social animals, and that is what makes us release hormones called oxytocin, and which are responsible for the stress, which are responsible for negative thoughts and all. So you need to understand that we have to connect with people. And now with the pandemic, we don't have a choice of going out. So if you're getting a better platform like yours, why not? We should be able to connect more and more people. And as you said, it is physical, mental, social, and spiritual. So that is an amazing thing to do. Why not? Because all these areas are very important. And if one under one roof, what better way to connect? And I guess we professionals like me are going to use it big time so that all our existing clients and new people who want to connect, they don't feel lonely. They know that there is someone out there, like-minded person, or maybe not like-minded, but someone who can understand them. They can connect with, they can have fun with, they can do practices with. So yeah, it's an amazing initiative, and I guess it is going to help all the professionals in a big time.
Yeah, and it's not just that. So communities, in a way, provide us multiple psychological benefits, I feel, such as disease knowledge. Maybe there are people who are not even aware of the disease, but yeah, they learn it through such communities where there are people who are facing the same. So these things also provide social support, empathy, and a sense of belongingness when people going through the same phase, going through the same situation are connected. I think it has a positive psychological effect on the brain, and it becomes easier for them to cope with that situation.
Definitely, definitely. As you said, that it has, sense of belongingness, empathy. So yes, definitely, it gives you all those things, and it makes you feel that you are not alone, even if you are going through something, and it gives you connection. I remember, like before pandemic, when we used to do these workshops at the studio, and we had a rule that you leave your phones and designations out of the studio. So you are not going to talk about what do I do. Hi, I'm XYZ. That's it. No designations. But post the workshops, we used to have this sharing and caring and socializing timings where people will talk to each other. People will know about, and I have seen couples getting together and getting married. I have seen people getting jobs, people giving jobs, people getting jobs. I have seen people getting donations from each other. So that is what such platforms do, and that is what your platform will come in, play, where people are connecting with each other. If they're feeling lonely, they know that they can make friends, they can have companions, they can connect with each other, and there will be this understanding. So I guess such platforms are very important now. Genuine platforms are very important, and people are actually looking for, but it's just that they don't know how safe it is. Yesterday, I was talking to a client and she said, I don't know how safe these book clubs are online. I don't want to connect with people who are then, sitting in next building and telling me I'm from America. So I guess, it's very important that if we have genuine uh, online platforms where people can trust each other and connect with each other, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah. Thank you. That was a very informative session, and it was a pleasure talking to you. Thanks for making time, Ms. Aroba.
Thank you so much for having me. Again, wishing you all the best and happy World Mental Health Day. And you guys are doing great.
Thank you. Thank you. All the best to you too.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, Hitashi.